Good afternoon, it's Kinninigan. We're not playing a game. I'm just talking over a game because what I'm about to tell you, it kind of goes under the algorithm if you do this. I was advised many years ago to talk over video games, but this was a Republic of Pirates. This was a game that I found on Steam, and I had won it, and a sub was going to gift it to me, but he's in the Philippines, and he wasn't able to, so I went on the Pirate Bay and downloaded a pirate game. Now, when I do this, I am actually still going to purchase this game. I do not pirate games anymore. I did this with Planet Coaster because that's an expensive game. I tested it out, and then I liked it, and then I went on Steam and bought it, which is the same thing I'm going to do with this game. It's a pirate game. It's a city building pirate game, and you get to build a pirate fleet and go to battle with other ships. And what else is cool is it's not woke. Do you know how I know it's not woke? Because look at one of the buildings that we have. We have a brothel. Yes, I'm selling hookers, and I'm selling rum and hookers in my pirate city. And there's chicks in the game. You get real women, not transformers, and you can hire them as pirate captains. One of the chicks is running a brothel for me. How the hell can you have a pirate game without a brothel? So that's what this video is about. Now, let me turn the volume down. I turned the audio down so it wasn't too loud while I'm talking over here. And let me just explain what's going on here. There's a war going on right now, in case you haven't figured out, but the war is not what people might think. I'm going to pull up now. Please share, like, subscribe. If you could support the channel, I'd appreciate it. I'm not doing too well financially, so any donations will help. I got lucky today. I went to the store and I was able to get a pre-made chicken salad sandwich for $2. Yeah, beat that. And I'm in Philly. Any pre-made hoagie is still going to be better than 90% of the country because, yeah, I got this. It was chicken salad sandwich. Works for me. Hopefully I could chew it, but Thomas Jefferson. The end of democracy and the defeat of the American Revolution will occur when government falls into the hands of lending institutions and money and corporations. All right, we already know about the Federal Reserve and the Rothschilds, but what they were doing recently was trying to instill communism into the United States under the guise of DEI and ESG, forcing corporations to embrace communism. You could sugarcoat it any way you want. The whole agenda was kill whitey, feminize military-age fighting men, and sexually confuse and groom children. Period. The grift is over for DEI, and I'll explain what's going on. The video game industry, of all things, has turned it on its head. And going back to Thomas Jefferson, he also said, I believe that banking institutions are more dangerous to our liberties than standing armies. And yeah, Larry Fink from BlackRock was going to, quote, force behaviors on people, except something happened. A video game, it's the #1 game in the world right now, Black Myth Wukong, came out in China, and it's based off ancient Chinese mythology. And there is no DEI and ESG in the game, and some DEI firm tried to shake down Chinese video game developers because their game wasn't quote-unquote woke, and they were told to go fuck themselves. Why? Because China is already a communist country. And DEI and ESG does not apply in a communist country. Like I said, go ask China about diversity and what they're doing with the Uyghurs and the Muslims over there. You are not allowed LGBTQ shit is illegal in China. In fact, it is illegal to be a feminized male in China as of a few years ago because they're trying to strengthen their military while they're destroying ours. So it backfired on them. Now, there were two other video games that came out. One was backed by the EU, one was called Dustborn, and one was called Concord. These are woke DEI infested games, and nobody's playing them. Why? Because the modern audience does not exist. And they have been destroying video games, and we boycotted video games that were woke, and we stopped buying them. And when we don't buy video game companies go bankrupt, and their BlackRock money is not helping them out because they are closing. Secondly, these were ESG loans, meaning you have to pay the fucking money back. It's a loan. How are you going to pay back a loan when you have no profits coming in because no one's buying your product because it's woke? Harley Davidson went woke. That ended real quick. And all I'm going to say about that is reality set into the CEO of Harley Davidson is a German. It should be an American owned company. Why is someone from fucking Germany the CEO of Harley Davidson? Well, they went woke. They were doing things such as drag time, story hour with children, all the other woke shit, and their customers freaked out. It got so bad, there were people on YouTube blowing up their fucking Harley Davidsons with machine guns. You pissed off outlaw motorcycle clubs. And as soon as they got wind of that, Harley immediately dropped all their DEI shit. Maybe they figured out it's a little more fucking dangerous to piss off Harley riders than anything that Larry Fink is going to do to us. Yeah, reality set in. No one's buying DEI products. The Acolyte got canceled. Every show that's been infected with DEI politics is getting canceled and no one's fucking watching it. No one's buying your DEI video games. Every corporation you try to hijack, people are rejecting it, just as they are rejecting Democrats and their fucking woke shit too. So, here's where the war starts. Nintendo. Now, it's not a surprise. Why? Because Japan absolutely hates China. And who do you think's putting DEI in our countries? Nintendo. I tried to do a Google search on this and it's not showing up on Google. Gee, I wonder why. Nintendo is banning BlackRock from buying shares into their company. You heard that. Nintendo is starting the trend, and I expect this is going to snowball very quickly. Nintendo is not allowing Vanguard, BlackRock, or any other proxy shell companies to buy stock into Nintendo. They will not embrace DEI or ESG in any of their games, and this is because Ubisoft made a game. It's about the release called uh, Shadows Creed Assassins, and it's set in feudal Japan during the time of the samurai. And they made the samurai in the game a gay black samurai. And they even were retconning Wikipedia to make fake history. And Japan freaked out because they're like, we never had fucking black slaves. Don't accuse us of slavery. The Jesuits brought black people over here. We kicked the fucking Jesuits out of our country because they, I don't know if you knew that, Japan kicked the Jesuits out. And the reason why they closed their borders and they kicked out a lot of the other foreigners is because they were using Christianity to spread subversive ideology into Japan. And it's the same thing that like what's going on with DEI today. And they got kicked out of the country. I'm sure quite a few Jesuits wound up without heads back then because the Japanese leaders had figured out they were using Christianity and this Jesus movement. Even though that's good, they were the Jesuits. This is how they got their foot into every country. It's called getting your foot in the door. This is where that term comes from. They did it in Mexico with the Jesuits and the conquistadors, and You get the idea. So now Nintendo is banning BlackRock and Vanguard from owning any shares in their company. And their stupid DEI woke agendas are failing. Why? Because they're going bankrupt. And you can't have Luciferian agendas without money. And they thought people were just going to buy these games and watch these movies and watch these TV shows and not complain about it. Well, they were wrong. Why? Because racism and LGBTQ shit was never a fucking problem in this country, and we all know it. In fact, I was just talking with a black guy about 45 minutes ago about this DEI shit because he was asking me what video game he should try out. And I told him to go buy Black Myth Wukong the other day. I saw him today. He's like, "Kid, that game is awesome, man." I said, "Yeah, that's what I heard." And because even people on the street are starting to notice all this DEI shit and these video games, and so the grift is over. And quite honestly, at the end of the day, it's fucking pathetic. Larry Fink is pathetic. There are 8 billion people on this planet, and he thinks that he's going to force behaviors on people. Really, who the hell does he think he is? And I'm getting sick of this obnoxious attitude of these elitists. Yeah, they're not that tough. Like I said, look what happened with Harley Davidson. Go look up some videos for that. I think they got scared at Harley. They're like, yeah, who's going to go knock on outlaw motorcycles clubhouses and tell them they need to trade in their Harleys for electric motorcycles? That's what the CEO thought he was going to do with Harley. He's got a. Is he fucking crazy? He thought he was going to get American motorcycle riders to give up their Harleys and buy electric motorcycles. Harley came out with an electric motorcycle model. No one bought it. Just like no one's buying the electric cars from Ford and all that. They were all everything. It's falling apart. So this is what I mean about a financial war. So that's kind of what I just wanted to rant about here. My whole YouTube feed is full of good things about Black Myth Wukong and the little modern audience yelling over, the same ones who hate Donald Trump. That every game's got to have DEI representation. And they don't even buy the fucking products they want DEI in. They don't buy Harleys. They're not buying video games. They don't go to the movies. And the reality of that is setting in. And people have just had it. And at the end of the day, people are starting to realize that people pushing DEI are more racist than we are. They're racist towards real women and white men like me. So it's kind of my rant. I'll leave it at that. I don't want to say too much before I get in trouble. But we are winning. And it goes back, remember Thomas Jefferson. I believe that banking institutions are more dangerous to our liberties than standing armies. They absolutely are. Except this time, we shut down their DEI institutions. And there's going to be a creative renaissance. Shit, I'm looking for ways to get ahead in life. I know people keep telling me get a job, do this, do that. Yeah, it's a little hard to write a resume when you've been doing what I've been doing for 15 years with reptilians, but there is some hope. I got a plan. Something that I could do as a side project, but if we have a good leader, a good vision, we can hire people into the company with the skills we need. And I am seriously thinking about maybe just going off on a side thing and developing video games myself. Who better to have as a consultant for video games than me? The kind of shit I know about ancient mythology and the occult. I already know video games that there would be a huge interest for if I can get the financing to put it together, such as maybe a vampire RPG game. Not that big into vampires, but I know where the money is. and I know how people respond to that subject. I'm thinking, look, if I could create a video game set in kind of a Victorian fantasy steampunk era, sexy women vampire in bustle dresses with their cleavage hanging out. You know, I'll put gay vampires in the game. Diversity ain't an issue with me. It's not forced diversity, but there is a very big and having an evil playthrough, or you can go kind of kill the vampires and have a good playthrough. Be like a cleric or something like that. We'll think of something. But yeah, I'm thinking about it. Why not, right? Not, I mean, this ain't something I'm doing today. I actually want to talk to a few of my friends about this. Because if you have an idea for a video game, you can write a good story for it. People now the first thing people are going to say, you don't know how to make a video game. That's why you hire people who do. Okay? Do you think the fucking CEO in Germany of Harley Davidson knows how to build a fucking Harley Davidson or work on one? I doubt it. So that's the point. And of course, if I run a video game company, there will be no DEI investments, no BlackRock, no Sweet Baby Inc., no Vanguard. No one's going to bully our company. And we'll make video games that people are going to want to play. Games with swords and titties in them. That's all I'm saying. And just like my pirate game here with the brothel in it. So that's Republic of Pirates. I will buy it when it goes on sale at Steam. It's not a big brother. I tried it out. I like it. It's not woke. I get to make rum and have a brothel with hookers in it and sail around the Caribbean and get in pirate fights. That's all I want. So, anyway, hope everyone's having a good Friday. If you could support the channel, all the links are in the description. Have you played Black Myth Wukong yet? I hear it's good. That game is I'm telling liberals, you better look at that because you're trying to spread communism, and look how DEI is actually rejected in a communist country. Why? Because you are called a useless idiot, and when your job is done, they will dispose of you. In fact, you're already becoming a liability. Your pro-Hamas protesters are, because Democrats are really, they don't know, they're in panic mode. Half the party is for Israel, the other half's for Hamas. You shouldn't take fucking sides. How about think of America first? All right? I'm not trying to sound mean, but forget about Israel and forget about Hamas. How about fixing America? I'm worrying about shit that's going on in Ukraine and Hamas, whatever. America first. I'm not against that. Anyway, any questions or comments, leave them below. If you could support the channel, all the links are in the description. I do have a surprise video coming up. Maybe I'll do it tonight. Maybe I can live stream tonight. Maybe. Why not? It's actually a video about reptilians, ancient mythology, and serpent cults. It's pretty good. My last reptilian video went pretty good. That was the yeah, the Bill Clinton clone. Yeah, I'm done with the DNC. I know about the thing that fell out of Nancy Pelosi's leg or something. At this point, I think they're making fucking viral stories on purpose. I think that thing that fell off Nancy Pelosi, she did it on purpose. They're trying to get media attention off certain things. And now that their DEI shit is falling apart. And why? Because they can't force us to buy anything. If we don't buy their shit, DEI falls apart because the corporation doesn't make a profit. And that ESG shit was not free money. Money that Larry Fink stole off people. No, they were ESG loans. Yeah, here's your low interest ESG loan, but you got to pay us back, and you have no one buying your fucking product now because there's DEI all over it. Don't make deals with demons. Real simple, right? Demons always win because they never make fair deals. Anyway, any corporation that wants to make deals with Larry Fink and BlackRock deserves to go bankrupt, in my opinion, because you obviously don't give a shit about your customers. Anyway, any questions or comments, leave them below. God bless and take care.